Have you ever heard the phrase, beards get better with age? Well, we're gonna dive into that today and explain why it may not be as simple as it sounds, and welcome on in. If you're new here, my name is DanCBearded. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you guys. On this channel, we talk about beards, every kind of angle you can imagine, and if that sounds interesting to you, consider looking at my other videos, making up your mind if you would like to subscribe or not. Hit a thumbs up on the video. If you change your mind at any time during the video, please go ahead and make that change. Thank you guys. We'll check out the introduction, then we'll get into the information. An important factor in growing facial hair is testosterone and how much you are producing, specifically DHT, the letter D, H, and T. And that is really tough because it depends on how much DHT is in your system, but it also depends on how your body reacts to DHT, how sensitive it is to DHT. And DHT is a byproduct of testosterone. Testosterone converts some of that into DHT, somewhere around 10% depending on who you are, and DHT leads to our male characteristics like a deep voice, like a beard and facial hair. It also is a key contributor when it comes to male pattern baldness and losing your hair. So if DHT is so important for growing a beard, let's take a look at that statement of a beard gets better with time as it relates to DHT. So if we are to believe the phrase that beards get better with age, and we know that DHT is really important for beards, we could likely assume that DHT increases with age, right? Well, not quite. DHT actually starts at about puberty, but for most men, it's gonna peak out in their 20s and in their 30s, somewhere in that range depending on you. Now, there are genetic freaks out there. There are people that just defy all rules. We're leaving them. We teach the rule, and then we can look at the exceptions. And there are certain things you can do to try and maintain your testosterone levels where they are at. But generally, most men, once they hit their 30s and then beyond, every year it goes down a little bit from there, and there are tons of studies on that. There's one that I'll link in the description that was really well done. It was taking place in Japan, so check that one out if you guys are curious on the study. It breaks down all the percentages and all that stuff. But my beard gets better with time, but my DHT level's lower after my 30s. How can that possibly be true if guys are saying, hey, I grew my best beard in my 40s, I grew my best beard in my 50s? Well, again, let's take a little bit of a deeper look into that idea. If you are experiencing the best beard of your life and it is later in your life, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, it's probably not due to testosterone or DHT or just a general rule that your beard gets better. It's probably other factors, and we'll take a look at some of those. Maybe it is your health. Now that you are getting up there in age, getting older, visiting the doctor more often, you're just more aware of your health. Maybe you have less Taco Bell, less partying, less things that are taking away from your health. Maybe your kids are now out of the house, you have more free time, and you're working out, watching your diet better than ever. That will absolutely attribute to a better beard. Now, another one is maybe it's your stress level. Maybe you are now retired. You are at that age where you're able to retire. You're not worried about work. You're not having that hustle and bustle of the daily grind. Stress is terrible for your beard. It speeds up the shedding cycle. It does some awful things. So that could be a huge benefit to you. And also, maybe your kids are out of the house now, so you also have less stress. Another one could be just general knowledge. Now that you have time, now that you're taking your beard serious, you're finding all these things that help with a better beard, the proper products, the proper grooming, the proper diet, the proper vitamins, stuff that maybe you didn't care about in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, but now it's making a big difference for you. And then the last one that I'll bring up is maybe just general patience. Maybe for the first time ever in your life, you're actually giving it a chance. Maybe when you were working, you knew that you weren't gonna keep a long beard, so you let it grow on a vacation. You're like, this patch is crap. But then maybe over time, you're like, I'm gonna give it a shot. And maybe that patch is still there, but it's just getting covered up with another layer of hair. And hey, it ends up turning out awesome. Sometimes you don't really know what you have until you give it a full attempt. Maybe you need 6 months to really decide. Maybe you need a year to decide. And maybe in your life that wasn't possible until your 50s. Something to think about there with some different options that could contribute to having the best beard of your life, even when the genetics, even when the biology of your body is saying otherwise. To summarize, generally DHT does not get better with age after your 30s, but oftentimes beards do for very different reasons. I want you guys to get involved on these comments here. I don't care what this is. Let's take it in different directions. Do you have a question about this? Please leave it down below. Do you have an experience with this? You tried growing when you were 22, you waited till you were 30 and it had better. You waited till you're 40, it was better because of this. And then are there things that you specifically noticed that helped increase your beard growth, your beard experience? Let's encourage people out there. There's gonna be guys that find this video, they're in their 20s, they're like, man, my beard is crap, I'm never gonna try again. Let's motivate them. Let's inspire them to try and grow that beard again, but above all, give them patience. Let them know it's worth it. Let them know it'll come around. But your tips, your tricks to having the best beard possible, even when the genetics, even when DHT and testosterone are not going in your favor, there's still ways that you can boost it and make it better than ever. So break it down in the comments, guys. Let's help some people out today. I greatly appreciate it, and I know a lot of others will also. DanCBearded, stay bearded and stay positive.